Hi, hey guys, welcome back to Wild Speculations. I'm Daniel.
Scott.
This week we talk about Campaign 2, Episode 56, The Favor.
A lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of interesting moments.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, first thing I was wrong about. Well, okay, mostly wrong. I thought Matt would correct them on the long rest.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was going to bring up.
Yeah.
Instead, it almost feels like he extended it to accommodate.
Yeah.
I mean, it not quite, but if you consider the 8 hours plus the hour plus the 12 hours, you're pretty much at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So he just called it a wash. And I mean, raw, no, but for the narrative, it works.
Yeah.
And sometimes, you got to do that for the narrative. I mean, you can finish in real life, finish a long rest, exert yourself quickly, and then take another long rest.
Fair.
Not that it happens often, but there are times when it can happen.
Yeah.
And demon incursions are one of those times.
Yeah. We have Caleb basically. I think he's sort of at the limit of his patience.
Okay. What?
With everybody right now.
I saw it differently, but go ahead.
Okay, well, because right off the bat, Not says, "Oh, Caleb, can you do this?" And he's like, "Hand it over." And she's like, "What?" It's like, "Hand it over."
Yeah, give it to me.
And Sam's like,
it's like, please?
Yeah, please goes a long way. And he's like, "Wait, is this before or after the long rest?" He's like, "Before." And he's like, "Yeah, because I can't tell you're waking up in the morning and almost dying voice."
Well, to be fair,
I think it was you wrote a letter to Astrid voice.
Yes. I agree with that. Where I was thinking, what I thought you were going to bring up was not that right off the bat, but when they're questioning him and almost more Travis to pull the story out for the character than Ford. You ever been controlled like that before? And he deflects not only to protect his backstory, but I think to protect his feelings.
Yeah.
Because like we said last week, he enjoyed being in that position. Part of him enjoys that, not having to take the blame, being able to do whatever.
Yeah.
And I think that's also why he was a little short. I mean, I agree. Yeah, he's pissed about the Astrid thing, and he didn't really get a chance to deal with that because as that was happening, he was being controlled.
Yeah.
And that whole thing went through, and that's kind of like, and that's a bad time to tell someone you wrote a letter to their ex on their behalf is, as their me. However,
I mean, in some ways, she essentially drunk texted Astrid.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I think it was both to. I think to a degree you're right, but and then he deflects. Hey, what about her? Go check on her.
Yeah.
They don't even touch that Ford was charmed because it didn't last long enough for him to do anything.
Right.
So no one really knows.
Yeah.
But I think it was to deflect because he did and he didn't lie. It was one of those obfuscation of the truth.
So
he hasn't been directly arcane or controlled by arcane means, but he's been manipulated by them, and it's a fuzzy line there at times.
Okay, so you think he was walking that line?
I think he was walking that line.
Okay. Yeah, on my first viewing, I was like, is no one going to ask for an insight check? And nobody did. On my second viewing, though, I think that maybe that was the truth. But I think, like you just said, it's
in a technical rules as written sense, yes.
It is technically accurate, which is the best kind to be.
in a narrative real world application, no, it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why I say it's that fuzzy line, and he's dancing that line, you know. But then also so that he didn't, because you know he did let's let you know I was in full control.
Yeah.
I did that.
Yeah. And I did it because I was afraid of you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's not go into my feelings anymore. Go check on Yasha. She was control tier. Remember that?
Yeah. Matt did a great job with Yasha and Caduceus. Taliesin being sick.
Yes.
And I think we saw the first hints of that on Talks last week.
Yeah, we definitely did.
They're not going to be on this week and no Talks next week.
Correct.
We will be on next week. Working on some subclass stuff like we did last time that they were dark.
But with the mute thing fixed.
Yeah. So yeah, although Matt did a great job, because if Ashley had been there playing as Yasha, I think Matt had it right. She would have just been apologizing like almost constantly.
Yeah.
And he did great with Caduceus, and everybody at the table thought so.
Yes.
And do you think Sam was hoping to
avoid the talk with Taliesin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
The kind of the keeping the big smile but semi-deflating it when he says, and I want that talk to happen when Taliesin is here.
Yeah.
Was the tipping point that's what he was trying to do.
Yeah. Right on.
Because it does. He's got that big smile and then it just deflates just slightly.
Yeah. Oh, you mean I can't get... Okay.
I was going to keep the smile, though. That works. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we get the monk and the one who is anything you can do, I can do.
That is, yeah.
That is Jester in a nutshell.
Yeah. I hadn't put it together exactly like that, but you're right. She is very anything you can do, I can do better.
She's like, oh, that's how it's done. That's easy.
And I was a little defensive for Jester.
Okay. When
Matt says, like, Marisha rolled a 22.
Mm-hmm.
Laura rolled a 21? 20. That's right, 20. And he's like, you're not as fast as Bo.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, is that really a level of significance? Like, in my initial viewing, that's what I was thinking. I was like, really?
Yeah.
But then I was like, well, Bo's movement speed's 45. Jester's is 30.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's gonna
climbing.
Yeah, she's gonna be faster, even if they roll the same.
I think it was, I thought the same thing at first too, but I think it was more of a narrative because Monk doing the parkour all the time, Tiefling in armor, trying to do the same thing. And it's her first time. Even with as good as roll, narratively, she's not going to be she's going to get up there without an issue, but it's not going to be as graceful as the monk that's been doing this the whole campaign.
Yeah. And I'm learning that Travis is becoming as afraid of Matt picking up a D20 as he is when he walks into a haunted house.
Yeah.
Because
The
he's
DM's holding the die, guys.
yeah, like just Matt just picking it up and looking at it while they're doing their thing. He's just like, oh shit.
I do like. Do you notice that? Travis rolls the die before they let the bucket down, because he was like, well, and I don't know if he's like, well, what would I have got, or if he was.
No, he waited till he rolled after the bucket came down.
Did he? Okay,
Yes.
It was right around the same time.
But Matt rolled for Yasha before the bucket came down.
Oh yeah. And then he rolls a 6, and then he's like, but you got the bucket there.
Yeah. Which
I would have been like, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to do the same thing too? And then make him fall, like.
And on last week's episode on YouTube, we had some comments talking, and we had that discussion where even if they had run the second, maybe third round of combat, when Ford wanted to get out of there, or even before then, Knott was right. They're going to get caught because not all of them can climb like that.
Yeah.
And that was a perfect illustration of, no. Because if that would have happened while they're being chased by the demons,
he would be down there. Yeah. Exactly.
And we don't know what he rolled for Yasha.
No. I assume it was well enough.
Yeah, probably.
Because he said she's fine.
She's at a +6 on her athletics.
Something like that. So shouldn't be too hard.
Yeah.
And then
Bo's natural 20 on perception.
Bo, natural 20 on perception, notices something that they did not notice the night before. Of course, they were in the middle of a fight, and it was dark. And they didn't notice it the day before when they staked it out, but I think it was probably a pretty hard DC.
I think Laura got like a 14 on her investigation check when they were investigating. Although, granted, they were specifically investigating the well.
Yeah,
not everything around.
And this is something that's kind of a back and forth, interchanging perception and investigation. Investigation, you're looking for specific things, investigating a specific thing. Not, I investigated this neighborhood for this. Oh, you found this other thing completely unrelated. That would be perception.
Yeah, okay.
In my opinion.
Fair.
And yes, they were investigating the well, not the houses surrounding the well.
Yeah.
No one bothered to check that out.
Right.
Bo got the natural 20. And I think, and it was obviously, and he even just said, it looks kind of like just a dinner bell unless you look at it. And so I think it was a higher DC, and it was kind of like a hidden symbol.
Yeah,
kind of
probably.
But she notices the symbol of the traveler. Drops the bucket. You guys are fine, right? Come here, Jester.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked the way that whole thing got set up.
Yes.
Because Marisha didn't just come out and say, hey, there's a traveler symbol over there.
Yeah.
She asked Jester, where's your holy symbol?
Yeah, she's like...
And then she looked at Matt, and Matt nodded.
Yeah, it's the same. I mean, because she, and I think it's more like, I'm not familiar with this god. I don't, and she even says, before now, I didn't even really believe it existed.
Yeah.
She's like, let me see that thing, because that looked familiar.
Yeah.
I don't think he said, hey, you see a symbol for the traveler. I think he said, you see something that, let me,
looks familiar, yeah.
Gave her enough hint to make her say, hey, Jester, let me see this thing. Oh, crap, it is the same.
Yeah.
And they meet Kovac.
Yep.
The Aged Knoll.
Traveler Con Null.1. The first interaction that Jester has had with another follower of
Yes. We found evidence of other followers, but this is the first actual follower.
Yeah.
Now, they talk about Traveler Con and conclude that they have no idea where it is, but I thought we had discussed, wasn't it somewhere up by Trossenwald? Didn't they mention a specific location? Like way back when he first mentioned the gathering? Because I thought we
I
had talked
think-
about them having to go back near Trossenwald for that.
I think we read into the context clues
Gotcha.
around the dream.
That's what I was wondering.
And I think Laura did the similar thing.
Mm-hmm.
And she thought Undalar was a town
Okay.
rather than the calendar.
Gotcha.
But see, I didn't realize that it was the calendar either. And he said Zenith,
Right. I knew
Which-
Zenith was.
and which led me to believe that that's the solstice.
Right.
And I haven't looked up the calendar to find out where the solstice
Right.
on Taldore falls to confirm that. But
So, yeah, a couple other things. Yeah, we misremembered that. We learned how long the Traveler's been with Jester.
5 years post Vox Machina.
We also have Kovac, when talking about the Traveler, referred to him as one of the fair folk, which is a term for Fae, which I know we've come to the conclusion and have solidified it here, but it is still just a theory.
Yeah.
And I'm adding that to the Artagon argument. So he had 5 years to plan his ascension and put it into motion with Jester being, I'm assuming, being the first at this point. Found other followers. Maybe not, but you have 5 years to figure out how to do this, then you start picking up followers, and I think the Traveler Con is going to be his
What if the gentleman is a follower of the Traveler? And his seduction of Marion, the Ruby, was part of his thing, and Jester is the miracle child.
Jesus Jester.
She is the child that is supposed to bring, because like she would have been 3 to 5 years of age
Yeah.
then, roughly, when the Traveler appeared to her, which would make it almost right after the events of Vecna's defeat.
Yeah.
And Artigan had been wanting to get across,
Mm-hmm.
and it's possible that people who come to the Fey while he's
Dealing.
yeah,
Made a deal with the gentleman. Hey. You never know. There could be some things, but I picked up on Kovac calling them the fair folk, and I was like, more proof.
yeah. I missed that too.
Which is, fair folk Fae.
Yeah.
Now, he's a Knoll. He could think any elf is fair folk, but elves
Sure.
are tied to the Fae.
Yeah.
Either way, it's tying him in some way to the Fae.
Yeah.
Which,
Well, and the other thing that I thought was interesting is Matt, when he talked about his partner being killed,
mm-hmm.
was killed by a Gloomstalker.
Yeah.
A ranger. Probably somebody from Bladeguard.
Yeah.
I wonder if we will see that person, or if we have met them already.
Who are you thinking?
The leader of the scouts that was killed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, could have been one of them.
But yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
And I think sometime soon we will find out where this Traveler Con is going to be.
Yeah. Now, is the Traveler Con, is he gonna? Well, one of the thoughts I had is he just gonna get all his followers to wherever Jester ends up at that point? Is it focused on Jester? Which, if she's
if she's the most loved, if she is the first, that would make sense.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling it's more going to be wherever Artigan wants his holy city.
Yeah.
or his holy site. That will be where TravelerCon takes place. It will be interesting to see what miracle is going to occur.
Yes.
And I loved when they were talking about you're going to have to commit suicide and go up on a comet or something.
Hellbomb? Why would we do that? Who's going to spread his name?
Yeah.
The news.
Right?
More people heard about it through the news.
Yeah.
For a while there, I was thinking maybe it had something to do with the dodecahedron. He was going to, since she had it, he was going to use that for something, but they've given it
Same.
up now.
That was my initial thought as well.
Which, if we're right on that, that means that possibly she's going to have to try to find a way to get it back.
Yeah. Our comments are too far away. Let me get on the phone. But yeah, one of the things that I thought was interesting is Matt went with the whole notion of, gods finding converts in their low points.
Yeah.
When they're in pain and whatnot.
Well, the other question, and I don't know if we'll ever find out, depends on if they're able to go back to Azorius, is is this orc butcher a believer? He believes the Knoll, but is he a believer? Is he a follower also?
Yeah. I don't know. I think that's a long shot.
Yeah. I don't think it is, but I mean,
I think that orc butcher is probably a believer the same way that Bo is.
Yeah.
But I doubt they're ever going to talk to the orc. But it would be interesting for Matt to reveal what it was that convinced the orc that it was real.
See, this makes me
because
sad.
He doesn't have any spells.
Every time there's an orc that there's something interesting about, they don't talk to them. I want them to talk to this orc. I want them to go back and let Ford talk to the one orc in the cabin.
Yeah.
So shortly after that wraps up, we have Caleb reminding them of their mission, which is one of the many points that gave him my MVP choice. Hey, what about Yeza? What about Not's husband? Aren't we? Even Not. Oh, yeah. And then, of course, Ford, Devil's Advocate. Or what if we see the Minotaur? Oh, wait, you saw him?
Where? Yeah.
But he puts the party back on track. They go to cash in the favor. They bring the proof. They bring the anchor stone and the writings and everything.
Yeah, well, and the other great thing for Caleb also, when he was like, can I just interject real quick? Caduceus, where did they go?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Jester is faster than Bob Ross. We also discover that.
Yeah. Well, Bob Ross didn't have magical paints. We don't know if that.
Fair. And the prank club.
Yes.
That was funny. And them trying to get their lies straight, and Caleb saying, eventually, this sounds like a very bad idea.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah. The heart Yeah, I don't know what you mean by the heart.
Oh, the demon heart.
Oh,
I think that was probably overlooked
yes.
more than anything else.
Yeah. I think that was less of proof and more of a war trophy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know where they're carrying it.
True.
Because it's like the size of a basketball. Matt did narrate that he thought it would be cool for them to have it, so he's not going to make it turn to black tar.
Right.
Like demons do when they die.
I mean, the only place I can think of would be the bag of holding.
Yeah, but they also didn't, like, the players didn't say, we're putting it in the bag of holding.
Right.
So, yeah. Yeah.
So they get there, they turn over the stuff that they turn over, they talk, and they decide, yeah, we're going to go to Rosanna, which I totally thought Sam was going to make a joke when they started asking where Rosanna is. I thought he was going to say, oh, it's by Toto. Because that just seems like a Sam joke. And this one went through my head. It's what I would have said.
Yeah, I also half expected them to break out into song.
But yeah, that's showing my age probably.
Yeah. We also have Bo saying, or telling the story about the worst that could happen.
Yeah.
Which is like, yeah, they've all done that. And it's also one of those evidences of, hey, this is going to be one of those foreshadowing things.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Travis got disappointed that he wasn't tapped to be the voice of the party.
Yeah.
Which was the first instance of this episode where it's like, hey, you wanted to be the not leader.
See, I don't know. He didn't get tapped to be the voice, but was he really disappointed? I mean,
I think so.
Because he usually pushes someone else forward anyway.
Yeah, but in that instance, because that's one of the reasons why he got so excited is the wrong word. When Caleb was like, maybe someone should go with you forward.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I'll go.
Yeah.
And also later on, he makes the comment when he asks Sam and Laura to make the persuasion roll. Yeah. And he's like, and he used the moat.
Yeah.
And he's like, how do you put it? Why are we? And Travis basically was like, why are you guys rolling?
Yeah, he mentions he has the +8 to deception.
Yeah.
But
it's like, because you won't take the lead.
Yeah.
And it's because he got in that habit so early on of putting other people forward.
Yeah. The other side of that is Travis isn't really one to jump into the spotlight, especially in someone else's story. Because right now we're kind of dealing with Knott's background and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's why he initially didn't jump in and then regretted it.
Yeah.
So
that's fair. One of the things that I thought was funny is like this felt very much like a Shadowrun Mr. Johnson meet.
Yeah.
Them going into this, like something is gonna happen. Something bad's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And when they're like, "Oh, your favor was to see the queen," because that wasn't really established
Right.
leading up to that either. It was we were all under the impression that it was going to be Lady Olios's favor that they were going to be getting, not the Bright Queen. And we also get to meet someone out of armor that they have met previously. And like Travis rolled high enough on his insight check to read that something was wrong.
Yeah, but not high enough to place it.
Yeah. And the whisper, Travis's manner, I started coming to the same conclusion that the players, I think, were forming, which was this guy is why this artifact was down there to begin with.
Yeah. And, you know, when that happened, when the whisper happened and the roll happened, my thought was, hey, back when they had that first fight in Jorhas, our next episode, I said, it's gonna
come back and bite him.
The guy that escaped is gonna come back and bite him. I said he's gonna end up being there.
Yep. And Asarius is the closest city to that. So yeah.
Yeah. So you know, and last week I said, you know, you didn't believe me. I said they were gonna give up the dodecahedron.
Well,
spoilers, but
they wouldn't have if it was going to be just her, just Lady Olios.
Right.
If it would have just been the negotiation between her and them, right, it wouldn't have happened.
And to be fair, I didn't think they were going to give it up as soon as the very next episode. But I figured over the next few, they were going to be giving it up, you know?
Fair.
But I am calling this, I called both of those things would happen.
Fair.
So, yeah, they meet the queen. Well, they've met him. He's kind of off-putting. He's keeps at arm's length. And now we know why.
Yeah.
Then they agree to meet back, you know, and it almost sounds like they might be going via caravan, you know. So they're like, we're going to go get our more riders or more bounders.
I knew they were going via some sort of teleportation.
I kind of figured, but, you know, it was left that you know, the cast interpreted it as.
Yeah. Well, and when they asked, you know, can we bring them more bounders or not, it wasn't straight up no.
Right.
It was maybe. But I think so. They get the raiment of the straps and everything.
They get their pseudo gimp suits. I like that the Quace had turned into Black Dart and just, you know.
Yeah, and then throws up. Yeah. We have also the foreshadowing that Lithier knows when later on they are making use of that equipment to demean Bo and Caleb
yeah.
in his presence, and he says,
"Have your fun now."
That's an interesting way to treat imperial dogs.
Yeah.
And Marisha made the comment about the Stanford prison experiments, which I loved.
I did too.
Now, in the throne room, we have several different geographical iconography, for lack of a better phraseology, where you have 5 thrones.
Okay.
5 chairs, one of which is the main throne way up there.
Right, the crystal one. More chairs.
Which I thought was
all these people and all these chairs.
Yeah. Now, Olios is called not Den Mother. Or was it Den Mother?
Den Mother,
yeah. Do each of those chairs represent a den?
Possibly.
Or is there a different organization structure represented in those chairs, do you think?
I think we'll learn more about it in April. I don't think we've been given enough information at this point to make assertions.
Okay. We have... Well, okay, so their lie gets see-through.
Yes.
And Sam has to use his mode of possibility to re-roll the natural one.
Which is recognized by the queen.
Yes, which is interesting because that's the first indication we've seen that there may be something perceptible in the use of this.
Yeah. One thing, and it could be something that's picked up with training, most likely. And especially since, according to Lady Olios, the queen's been around for roughly 10 centuries.
Yeah.
Which means she was around before the Divine Gate was sealed. Not that she's been queen that entire time, but she's been through all that time.
Yeah.
She's been reincarnated. She's been consecuted. She's been, she's probably...
Which we also got our first hint of what consecuted actually means.
Right.
This episode. Which I think is akin to a baptism.
Yeah.
Of some kind. And arguably, maybe they have been.
Yeah.
Maybe they're accessing...
The dodecahedron has consecuted them.
Yeah.
Now, my question is this queen, the bright queen, the one who led this sect, because this isn't the entirety of the Drow civilization. In fact, according to Matt, according to the Tal'Dorei campaign setting, according to Talks episodes, the majority of Drow still live underground, but have devolved due to the madness from, where they're at, from, I forget whether it's the Crawling King or the Chained Oblivion, to almost an anarchy type society.
Yeah.
And they've been succumbed to madness. But these people are showing not signs of that. They're ordered, is she the one that led this group to the Luxon and above ground to escape the madness?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's also the question of, and this is something I've been thinking about since episode 55. And we didn't talk about it there, but Lolth is on the Abyss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Were those creatures servants of her, or the Crawling King or Chained Oblivion?
Yeah.
That we don't know.
That we don't know. Could be any of them. But it does lend to your theory, which I agree with, that the Luxon might not be one of the scion of one of the betrayer gods.
Yeah. They may be a sign of one of the good gods.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we have Lithir's revelation.
Revelation, yeah. You put Lithir's revelation, I put escapee revealed.
Yeah. And
Sam is the first one to catch it. When he mentions the area, everyone else is still listening, and Sam's, oh shit, we fucked him up.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Travis was still reeling from, oh shit, we used it in front of her.
Yeah, and I think that's what it was.
Moment.
Everyone else was reeling from that, and he was like, oh shit, we fucked that dude up.
Yeah. and then it slowly sort of dawned on all of them in turn. And then they just, like, Marisha, I could tell, I don't know when she got up. I don't know if she wanted to hide behind the chair, under the table, but she just ended up getting up, like, sort of half up in her perch.
Yeah. And that was the point when I was like, okay, they're going to give up the dodecahedron. When he was revealed, I was like, that's going to be their only way out of this scene.
I didn't come to that conclusion quite that fast. But when Liam started talking, I was like, okay, no, that's the play.
Oh, yeah. Once he started talking,
yeah,
all doubt removed.
Yeah.
But once he made the reveal, I was like, this is where they're going to do it. You know, it wasn't like 100%, but I was like, this is the play. To save ass, hey, look, we brought you this.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting how he tried to frame it as, oh, hey, we came all this way to give this to you. And Matt didn't make a deception check or anything.
Well, I mean, he said we've brought you this. We've come, but he didn't make it sound like to me, it didn't sound like this is the only reason we're here.
Oh, well, see, that's how I took it.
You know, and I think it's poignant that he kept saying, I'm a son of the Empire, but I'm no friend of the Empire.
Yeah.
And that comes to a question in our chat. Do we think Caleb is going to side against or with the Empire?
With.
I don't know that they're going to take a side as far as Empire.
Caleb's loyalty is to the Empire, but he is against the Assembly.
Yes, and that's where I was going. He's going to be against the Assembly, whatever. Do you think... Okay, so that leads the question, is what's more important, taking down the Assembly or supporting the Empire? Because if it comes to you can't have both, what's he going to do?
I think that's a long shot. And I think Caleb believes Dyren when she claimed the Cobalt Soul is trained on taking them out.
Yeah.
Like, we are focused in a big way. It's like, it's not their sole focus, but they are focused in a big way on taking down the Assembly.
Yes.
So that's where to get Trent, that's the best way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Caleb's plan is to aid Dyren in her mission.
Okay. And
that's also one of the great things that giving up the dodecahedron has done, is he has put them on the map in a big way.
Yeah.
In opposition to the Cabal, working between the two empires.
Yeah.
Because that's the other thing we sort of got confirmed in this episode. The Empire is not working with traitors in the Assembly.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, that dodecahedron would have already been in her possession. Because they took one from Yeza.
Yeah.
When they attacked Felderwin.
Yeah.
So they already
her
captured
expression
one.
was, "You've given us hope. You know,
yeah.
You saved us."
Yeah. Which had a very Princess Leia.
Yeah.
Kind of feel to it. I don't know. That's just me.
I can see that.
Yeah. I think the chances that the campaign ends in PvP, if Caleb is not planning to use Bo and the Cobalt Soul to further his own goals and take down the Cerberus Assembly, but if he actually does go bad, I think we're gonna have a big PvP finish. If we don't make it all the way to the Tarask.
Okay.
But I think it's still headed toward the Tarask.
Yeah.
Despite there is some evidence that it's not going to be the Tarask, but I'm still.
We're gonna hold on to that for a while.
Yeah. Matt always wanted to use the Colossal Red Dragon, so he made Thordak.
Mm-hmm.
The Tarask is his favorite monster. I think we're going to see it. It plays right into the Poisoned Land scenes that he's been using in this.
Mm-hmm.
The man versus nature themes. And this came to me yesterday or Sunday. The flying cities would be the one safe spot from the Tarask.
Yeah.
And they may have been built in response to the last time the Tarask came about.
Okay. I can see that, yeah.
So I think that's what we're going to see as we progress through levels and through the story, and as they head north.
Yeah.
Although I did love Travis. He's like, see this map? This is everywhere we just declared war on. This here's where we're at.
Yeah. I think...
Do you think...
I think that was an overreaction.
You think, was it Liam who said, they don't know we did this?
Yeah.
Do you think that's going to be accurate?
No. I think whoever's working against the Empire with the Cerberus Assembly now knows that the Mighty Nine have done this.
Yeah.
Now, how and when that gets leaked to the Empire proper, I don't know. The Cerberus Assembly knows.
Or will in short order.
That they've done this.
Yeah.
The Empire, not so much.
Yeah. Unless they're high-level wizards, they have sending too. So yeah, as soon as that person knows, whoever their connection in the
as soon as they have a second to get away. And, but, I mean, you've got Caleb doing exactly what I would have done with a character in that situation. And you've played enough games with me, you know that's exactly what I would have done. You've got Sam just like wide-eyed, like, holy crap, is this really happening? Like, this is so cool. You've got Travis just face buried, one-off comments. Nope, we just need to go to prison. Don't do this.
Yeah.
And both the girls just kind of like almost bated breath, almost just like, is this? Wait.
Well, Laura's like, no, we need to do this. We need to give
afterwards, but leading up to when he says, I pulled the dodecahedron out. I don't think either of them were 100% sure what he was doing.
Yeah, well, and Mauricio was like, I thought you were going to pull out the tripod.
Right.
So, yeah.
But, yeah, Travis, I think... See, Travis wanted to go to jail because he figured they could do a prison break, grab Yeza, run. I don't think it would have been that simple.
No.
Because they would have been searched, more than likely, especially with these allegations.
Turning out that bag of holding, turning out the inside out the
haversack.
Yeah.
Finding the... Oh, now you've got this Andrew attacking our people? Yeah. That's a death sentence.
Yeah.
So that was really the only viable play to keep the campaign going at that point in time.
Yeah. Well, They would have been in deep doo-doo. If it had been, oh, we found this in your saboteur assassin pack. End of campaign, probably not. But it would have been very hard.
Yeah.
To get them out, and it may have been a Three Musketeers type of moment, where Dairon comes up. She's wearing the executioner's mask, leans over Bo. This axe was a gift to me from the Queen of Tokyo.
Yeah, okay. Wait, what's Tokyo?
So, yeah. But, last few minutes, predictions for the next episode.
Predictions for the next episode. Okay,
And this is going to be a hard one to get anything right, I think, because even Matt was kind of thrown for a loop.
Yeah.
But I think my prediction is we start seeing, or either Matt laying them out, or Bo, Caleb pushing their own way to reveal the traitors that Dairon is after.
Yeah, I think we're going to look into that. I mean, they've been claimed heroes of the dynasty. I think this is an opening for Caleb to ask for some research, learn some dunamancy.
Maybe, but that doesn't happen until they get the other dodecahedron.
Okay.
And I think that's going to come up. And I think we will be proven right in our assessment when they first met the Cream in the sewers, and then we found out that Jorhas declared war, is because it's all about these dodecahedrons.
Yeah. Well, here's my thought on the other.
And she said you had healed a wound when she gave it back, or when they gave it back. So if they can find the other one,
so here's what I'm thinking.
Maybe that ends the war.
That Kryn attack that got that other dodecahedron wasn't the dynasty.
Agreed. It was the Cabal.
Yeah, it was the Cabal that's working with the Cerberus Academy. And I think that's why Letherus and the others were there. They were checking out this tunnel, stumbled across everybody else.
Yeah. He is a loyalist.
And I think we are going to have to find the traitors so they can recover that second dodecahedron.
Yeah.
Which could end up sending them back to the Empire, depending on where it is.
Yeah, I think Dairon would never take the steps that the Mighty Nine will.
No, she likes to be on the outside, whereas Bo's approach is being the insider to get the information.
Yeah, and also she hates the Cream.
Yes. Yes, she has her own prejudices, which were already brought up in their shed discussion.
Yeah. So the fact that Bo is essentially going to be helping them collect their Dragon Balls is not going to sit well with Dairon.
Yeah, but if they get all 7, Molly can come back. Does that make him Krillin?
Well, Taliesin might be. He dies a lot. Sorry, not sorry. But yeah.
Yeah, I think we're going to see some kind of resolution with Yeza, whether that be finding out that they don't actually, the dynasty doesn't actually have him, and that he's the secret prisoner of the Cabal, and they got to track that down, or releasing him.
Yeah, and
which
Matt,
I think the former is more likely than the latter at this point, because
Matt had already set that up too. That their Dairon and Bo / Mighty Nine goals were already aligned.
Yeah,
he foreshadowed that in their shed talk.
Yeah.
But I think this is going to fast track.
Yeah.
Them to get to that information. Because they will begin probably. So that's going to be an interesting conversation, because it's probably going to be Lethier and his partner that get paired with the Mighty Nine to go after this artifact.
Yes.
That's going to be like, season 7 of Game of Thrones, and season 8 upcoming when everyone's at Winterfell.
Yeah.
And you're going to have Jaime talking to Bran, sort of interactions.
Yeah.
I think
do the Kryn have a way to help not?
Okay. Yes. Because
does she finish the campaign as a halfling?
Maybe. It's a pretty big ask, and I don't think Sam will go there, because Nott's progression has been very much about getting Caleb to that point.
Yeah.
And I think, and I don't even think Matt will put that out as an offer.
Well, my thoughts were that they could do that, or Yeza is going to be so disgusted by what happened to Beth that he's going to be like, I don't want anything to do with you when they meet. Her whole town was raised to be racist against goblins.
I think that's a long shot. I think.
So if you were raised to be racist against someone, and they kidnapped and tortured you and killed your wife, and then one of them comes up claiming to be your wife reincarnated.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put it in plain terms.
Yeah, well, I mean, like we keep talking about with Yeza, his emotions and mind are going to be royally messed with.
Yeah, because even though Caleb did finally, after 3 episodes, say, hey, aren't we here to find Yeza and, Nott's husband? They still don't send to him again.
No.
So he's still waiting. The last conversation was, are you still coming?
Yeah. Nothing. For now, 3 days.
Yeah.
But if they do team up to find this Cabal and Yeza and the dodecahedron, we will get another sending to Yeza, I think.
I hope so. But it's going to be interesting to hear that, because they went from, 3-4 days of every day talking to him at a regular interval to, are you still coming? We're not going to talk to you anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, oh, we're coming to get you. And then, you show up. I'm your wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I can see that. I mean, he probably won't try to run away or anything, just because they're his ticket home. But
he may want nothing to do with her.
Yeah.
Be like, no, you're not my wife.
And maybe that does push her to a fast track of asking these much more powerful wizards that they're dealing with. And maybe Nott betrays the Mighty Nine to let free a captive wizard that they take.
Who knows? But
yeah, that's an interesting.
Liam and Leah and Marisha. Liam and Marisha are on Talks tonight, so we're gonna head over there, check it out. Like he said, next week, subclasses. The following week, we'll be back with more Critical Role.
See ya.